UFP, the United Federation of Podcasts.
Infinite diversity.
Live long and prosper, and welcome to Infinite Diversity, a Star Trek Universe podcast here on the United Federation of Podcast Network. I'm your host for today, Chrissie De Clerck-Szilagyi, and joining me are my co-hosts, Justin Oser and Brandon Shea-Mutala. Justin, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good overall. We have some new Star Trek coming up, which is exciting, and I hope I like it more than I did Lower Deck Season 1. Anyway.
I think you will.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. No.
Well, I think things all the time.
Yes. But regardless, it's going to start a string of a lot of new Star Trek. So listeners, assuming we get all those seasons dropping soon, you're going to be hearing from us. Well, just as often, which is every week, but we got new Star Trek to talk about, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here. We got some new Star Trek coming this week. New episodes. It's going to be great.
Yay! All right, well, before we jump into our topics for today, we'd like to take a moment to thank our Patreon patrons who make our show possible, and that is particularly our associate producer, Justin Oser. Thank you. Listeners, we'd love to add your name to this list, and we can do that with your monthly subscription of just $10 at patreon.com/UFPEarth.
Please do that. My name is feeling lonely at the beginning.
Lonely Justin.
So lonely.
Right.
Sorry, I've been rewatching the animated series, and the first episode, the being that they leave on the planet is like, so lonely. Anyway, that was in my mind. But yeah, up to you, listeners, but it would be nice to add your name.
Oh, one other thing. If anybody's at the convention formerly known as STLV this week, please stay safe and have fun. And I'll say stay safe again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If I can actually get it out of my mouth. So yeah. And we'll be watching the Twitter to see if there's anything interesting announced or all of that kind of stuff.
We'll see. But I'm looking for fun cosplay. That's what I look for when I'm not at the convention, because those are fun pictures.
Definitely.
To see, so, yeah.
Definitely.
But yes, if you're at people are still calling it STLV, so let's call it that.
Yeah, I know.
A couple days from when this comes out. Yeah, have fun, stay safe, and yeah.
Yeah, because it's still in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. All right. So
hold on one second. Holy smokes! Holy crap! It actually is STLV, right? Because LV is 55. Right?
Yes.
And it's the 55.
Beautiful.
Yes, it absolutely is STLV.
That's amazing. I have not seen anyone else notice that.
You guys better. I'm tweeting that as soon as we're done recording. You guys don't steal it.
Yes.
So
No, that's all you. We'll retweet.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh,
okay.
That's amazing. Star Trek 55. Yeah. Well, that means next year it needs to be STLVI to stay consistent.
And then you could still pronounce it STLV.
Yeah.
True.
And the next year, when it's STLVII, it can still be STLV. The problem comes in when you get to
59.
STLIX.
STLIX.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Because the next 3 years can still be STLV. You just gotta you gotta make the V longer. It's STLV, then STLV, then STLV, then STLV, right? And then it's STLIX.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Which rhymes with Neelix, so maybe it's just
oh boy,
ST Neelix. There you go.
Oh boy. All right. Well.
So right. Yeah. Yes. Have fun. We're with you there in spirit. Right. So before we get into what we're going to talk about, our hopes and dreams and things we anticipate seeing in season 2 of Lower Decks, we've got a little bit of news. And the first part of that is about season 2 of Lower Decks. You guys will remember from last year that there was this whole issue of Lower Decks was not being released at the same time in the rest of the world as it was in the US and Canada, because it got moved up because of COVID and Discovery not being done and all of that. So the contracts and the deals are done this time, and everybody else outside of North America will be able to see Lower Decks Season 2 the next day after we do. So they get it on Fridays, if I understand correctly.
I think that's the case. It'll be the next day for the episodes. So
yeah,
that's good. And this one is on Amazon Prime Video, right? Yeah. Which is also where Picard is outside the US and Canada. And then Discovery's on Netflix. And there's something later where it gets more complicated. I feel bad for people outside of the US and Canada because it's a little complicated. There's a couple different services sometimes. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they have healthcare, so it's okay.
Yeah, but anyway, I think it's good that they're doing it the next day because it was a little painful because I think we were talking about these episodes and, well, let's be honest, people outside the U.S. and Canada were seeing them, but at least they can try to see it legally this time, the day after. But it's good that it's more in place now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so much easier to find it when it's legally available.
Well, and it's easier just to discuss it, right? Because you can be like, hey, have you seen? Yes, I've seen it. It's available,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apparently, Season 2 of Lower Decks is, or not Lower Decks, sorry, Season 2 of Short Treks is still not available worldwide.
Yeah.
Because Una McCormick just tweeted out that she's seen everything Trek now, except for Season 2 of Short Treks.
I think they decided to have, what was it? It was like a Blu-ray release of the Short Treks that I think you can get outside of the US and Canada, but it's not available on a streaming service, which is weird. Yeah. I don't know.
That is strange.
All these deals, different things in different places. I wish it was just like one service for everything everywhere in the world, but anyway, it's a whole business strategy thing where they didn't want to have it all on like Netflix. They want to have their own service and whatever. So
well, at least Paramount Plus has all the Star Treks available except for the movies.
Yes, which are now on AMC Plus for the TOS and TNG movies. Yeah.
The home of Star Trek, except for that Star Trek.
Business stuff.
Give it time. They'll consolidate it all. They have probably years worth of contracts they have to run through and
maybe, but the weird thing with the movies, let's get into it. I didn't put it on the outline, but all of the movies except for I think it was like 2009 and Into Darkness or something like that. Most of them, or maybe it was just Into Darkness, but most of the movies were there, but they were only there on Paramount Plus until the end of July, and then they pulled it and put it on AMC Plus, which I didn't even know there was such a service. But it's complicated. Ugh.
Well, AMC Plus is the new Star Trek network now, right? So.
Yeah,
we'll have a Walking Dead crossover, and then we'll have a Mad Men crossover.
Oh, I love it.
So... what's perfect for the Mad Men crossover is the guy from the Neutral Zone who had all the money that he was worried about.
Yeah. So
and what's his name from Court Martial there with all the books? Cogsworth.
Was
his name Cogsworth?
Cogsley.
Cogsley. Yes.
Samuel Cogsley.
Was it Cogsley? Okay. I kept thinking thinking of the guy from the Jetsons. What was it? But that was Cogsworth. Anyway, I don't remember right now.
Why not? Let's have a Jetsons crossover too. Let's do it.
Yeah, well, if Star Trek is involved in some way, I will consume it. Just like, what was it, a couple years ago when they had a Transformers Star Trek comic crossover, I was like, I've been into Transformers for a while, but why not? It's Star Trek. And it was animated series stuff too, which was cool. Anyway. All right.
Well, here's a plug. Galaxy Class this week or last week did crossovers with other franchises. And they determined that Rick from Rick and Morty is the guy from A Matter of Time, whose name escapes me at the moment.
Rasmussen.
The guy who plays Rasmussen.
Matt
Frewer?
Yeah.
Matt Frewer,
I think.
Yeah, Matt Frewer's character. Yeah, Berlinghoff
Rasmussen.
Anyway.
That's a weird name.
Yeah. But that's my headcanon now, and it's perfect. So, anyway, go listen to Galaxy Class when you're done with us. So, next piece of news. Alex Kurtzman has not been fired again.
But reliable sources told me he was going to get fired right away.
I know.
I mean,
he's now got a 5-year contract of not being fired.
I guess
so.
we're assuming, though, that listeners know about this thing where there are people on YouTube who keep saying Alex Kurtzman's going to be fired because the new Star Trek has been so unsuccessful, and they've said it again and again and again, and, we keep getting more seasons, and now he has a new 5-year deal, so that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It was nice. I saw that, and I was like, oh, yeah. Going to keep doing this show for at least 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and this is going to be good.
Well, I mean, I think so he had originally gotten a 5-year deal back in 2018 for $25 million, which is $5 million a year or something like that. And this is a 5-year,
I didn't know there was
$160 million deal. So this is a lot more lucrative. So I would say, unless Viacom CBS is into, flushing money, they must be really, really happy with what he's doing with Star Trek. It must be lucrative for them because that's a lot. What, like 30-something million
Gene
a year?
Roddenberry is cheering and rolling in his grave if he hadn't been cremated, because I think that's that amount of money. I mean, yeah.
I don't know why Kurtzman's even taking money. I mean, there's no money in the future, right? Star Trek's told us that multiple times. So
yeah, and I mean, if he really does believe in
but
the Star Trek future and all that, he shouldn't actually function in the economy that exists.
But Brandon,
right?
we need to spend a lot of money on Star Trek in order to get to that moneyless future. It all makes sense.
I hate time travel. It gives me a headache.
But but seriously though, I think it has always been a fascinating thing that, of course, it's a business, it's for profit and all of that, but there are these inspirational things that we get out of it, and people that are making it have often really believed in the message and what it's doing, but it still makes money. I tend to think that's pretty cool because that helps.
Because we live in a money society. We live in a society that needs money to function. So, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really wish they would go back and account for that with some of the original series people that were paid so poorly, and I know they can't make up for it now, but maybe just like, okay, here's a better residuals contract for you for the rest of your life, for your family, that kind of thing.
Oh, you mean those that were involved in previous iterations of Star Trek, or?
It brings to mind, Shatner talks about in one of his memoirs about how he was, scraping and living in his car for a while.
Yeah.
And the Roddenberry created, a few pieces of, he created the IDIC so that he would have something to sell.
And he also took money off of it to survive. Half of the credit for the theme music on the original series so that he could have a stream of income there as well.
Okay, so maybe Roddenberry isn't the example, but it's like I'm sure there were points at which everybody that was involved majorly in the original series got screwed over money-wise one point or another. So I kind of feel like Paramount could be like, okay, here. I mean, that's ridiculous because what business does that?
Yeah, it works based on whatever contract they signed at the time, but yeah. I know what you mean. Like, it was something at the time that maybe, they didn't do too well off of, but it spawned all this stuff, I'm sure billions and billions of dollars over 50 plus years. Yeah. Yeah.
Who thought of signing for residuals for reruns 50 years from now in 1966?
Definitely. It's one of those. Anyway, we could talk about that for a while, but I think it's
that's a different thing.
But I think it's great news that even before his first 5-year contract was up, he's being signed for another one, making more money. Yes. So more Star Trek is coming. That is for sure.
See, but the thing is that you're like you said we got to talk about this for 5 more years, but does this mean we got to actually 8 more years? Because are they adding it to the 3 that are remaining?
No, I think what I didn't see the details, but I assume what's happening is this supersedes the previous 5-year contract and goes through 2026. In fact, that's what it says in the headline. It says it's through 2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but
which would make sense because if they value him $160 million, then he probably. I wouldn't tolerate being paid only $5 million for the next 3 years before I got the rest of it.
Only Chrissie. I mean,
I've
never seen anything close to $1 million. But
I couldn't. I couldn't imagine having to scrape by on only $500,000 a month. I just couldn't imagine scraping by on that. Like
it's really something. But anyway, Star Trek is being successful right now. At least with the shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is, and we'll keep that going.
Yeah. The saddest part about that is they're like the Section 31 show is like still on hold. Like they didn't really talk about it in there. They're like, oh, we got an Academy show coming and we got this. And yeah, well, we're still thinking of that Section 31 show.
I think it's going to happen. But like I said before, it may be a year or two before we hear much more about it. But I think it's going to happen. But it was really interesting. You're right. In that article, they mentioned a Starfleet Academy show for the first time since 2018, I think, when he got the original 5-year deal. And personally, I would love to have a Starfleet Academy show. I think there's a lot of possibilities there. There's a lot of great stuff that's been in novels and comics about that kind of stuff. And I would love to see that. But it's also one of those things that it's like, I don't know when it'll happen. But I would love to see it.
Yeah. What if it's like a dark murder mystery, like Riverdale or something like that?
It could be. We don't know.
It needs to not be 90210 and not be Dawson's Creek. And not be Riverdale in terms of murder mysteries.
Let's talk about this. So, Discovery Season 3 in the 32nd century, we do have Starfleet there. Is there still a Starfleet Academy?
Probably.
And where is it?
That's where that tree was.
Well, that's the location, but that's not where Starfleet is at that point on Earth. But they have this Federation headquarters, like on that, I don't know, giant island city or whatever. Is there a Starfleet Academy? And what the heck is that like? Anyway, that would be interesting to explore.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping for like a Columbo-style murder mystery detective starring Boothby.
Ooh. That'd be cool.
That wouldn't be bad. Nobody pays attention to him because he's just, mowing the lawn, fixing his flowers.
And solving murder mysteries.
He doesn't mow the lawn. That's what the grad students are for. Yeah.
That'd be funny if Boothby was still alive in the 32nd century.
Yeah. Well,
Starfleet Academy.
You would have to recast him if you wanted Boothby.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So that's good. So Alex Kurtzman continues to not be fired. Last piece of news we have for today is that Prodigy is going to be on Paramount Plus in UK and Europe as part of a deal with Sky Television.
Yes.
So that's good. Does not say, of course, when it's coming out, because then that would tell us when we get to see it. And they aren't going to let us know that until the day after it drops.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Like, I don't understand the secrecy of that. Like, why would they not tell us by now? Yeah.
I don't know. There must still be some final stuff that's going on, and they're not sure exactly when it can be delivered. But I'm sure we'll find out on Star Trek Day, let's say. But yeah, I think this is interesting for a couple of reasons. So it would come to Paramount Plus on the Sky platform in UK, Ireland, Italy, Germany, Switzerland, Austria. So that's kind of interesting for certain countries. But I did see some comments from people, I think especially in the UK, that I think wouldn't be too happy about that or don't like Sky for some reason or another. Listeners, you have to tell us why, but it seems like they're, it is also one of those things where it's like, oh, you get, Discovery on Netflix and you get Picard and Lower Decks on Amazon Prime Video, and you have to go to Paramount Plus as part of Sky for Prodigy. It's very interesting for the people that want to, see all of those shows, have to go to different places. I don't know. Again, business stuff for why they're doing this, but it seems so complicated. Whereas, like for us, you and me, Chrissy, we just go to Paramount Plus for all the stuff, right? And it's just easy to know where it is. And Brandon,
except the movies.
Well, okay, I'm talking about new stuff that's coming out.
I know.
Let's not talk about new movies because we're both pushing that on. But it's easy for us, and even I think in Canada, Brandon, it's either what is it?
It's all on Crave.
On Crave, yeah. So you don't have to go to all other services to figure out what's going on, but in other parts of the world, it's more complicated. So, oh well. Sorry for those of you outside the U.S. and Canada where it's becoming increasingly complicated.
Yeah. I feel like I read or heard somewhere that Paramount Plus is going to try to be a worldwide.
Yeah, they've been gradually doing that. I think they're going to actually, if I remember right, expand to Latin America.
That's where we heard that. Yeah,
and I think there's going to be some shows that are on there. I don't know. It's complicated. I feel like I'm not an authority on what the rundown would be, but yeah, I think they're trying to gradually make Paramount Plus a worldwide service. And in places where they need to do deals or have other things, they're doing that for now. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's complicated. But
Yeah. But it's there, so that's part of it, and that's good. All right, so let's get into our topic for today, which is Lower Decks Season 2, what we want to see, what we know we're going to see, the usual kind of stuff we talk about a week before a show starts. Yes. So we know it's going to have 10 episodes, starting on August 12th, which, if you listen to this the day this drops, is 2 days from now, and ending on October 14th. We know that the first episode will be called Strange Energies.
Yes. Can we just pause to speculate about what that might be about from the title?
Yeah, I'm not sue what that would be. Like, Strange Energies could be like anything, right? It could be a lot of things.
I mean, energy is kind of important in Star Trek for, transporters and phasers and warp drives and anomalies and like nebulas. Like, there's all kinds of stuff. I don't know what... To me, that would mean, though, that there's something unusual. Maybe I'll speculate and say
something strange.
Something strange. But maybe I'll speculate and say that part of the focus of that first episode will be Boimler on the Titan, and there's something weird that's going on that he has to figure out, and that may connect in some way to him returning to the Cerritos. Just a thought.
What if Strange Energies is something that Troy senses?
Could be. Powerful mind.
I don't know why I thought of this, but I also thought of in the original series when Spock says pure energy, and then that was kind of sampled in. Wasn't there a song that was sampled in a while back?
Yes. I don't know which one, but yes.
I don't know which one, but it's like a dance song, and it's just Spock saying pure energy. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't think it involves him, but yeah, I don't quite know what to make of that title. It'll be whatever it's going to be. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that didn't lead to too many places, but I thought we'd speculate about it a little bit.
It's just exciting to know that there's new stuff coming. It's like, yeah. Right. Right. Oh, so the only other point I had about that was maybe that means that we can expect Prodigy to begin on the 21st of October, a week later.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. I would think by this point they might tell us that, and maybe there will be a little break, but yeah. I assume they will show us no mercy and do it every single week. No, it's great to have new Star Trek episodes, but, we need a break every once in a while.
Yeah. All right, so the second thing that we know is that Shax, who, spoiler, died at the end of Season 1.
Spoiler, if you're listening to this, I hope you have seen Lower Decks Season 1, but yeah, he died.
Sarcastic spoiler.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's being replaced by a Temerian named Kayshawn. And so we're going to have a wonderful opportunity to see all of the hilarity that ensues with people who are trying to talk through cultural references that nobody else knows about. Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about that a little bit because I've been thinking about this. And, we have I love Darmok and, the whole crux of that episode and what it's about, and speaking in metaphor. But because Lower Decks is a comedy, I hope it doesn't just become something like he just speaks in metaphors and people are confused or they're laughing or it gets really odd. Like, what I would actually like to see is to bring forward something out of the novels, which is that, yes, they have this kind of metaphorical language for kind of everyday things they're talking about, but there is actually like a separate kind of Temerian language for technical stuff or medicine or engineering or like all that kind of stuff, because how would they do that kind of, precision work otherwise? I hope they have something like that. And I think it would be funny if it was something like this guy, Kayshawn, starts speaking in metaphors and confusing people and all of that just to mess with them, but actually like knows Federation standard and surprises them with that at some point or jokes with them about it. Because I don't want this character just to be the butt of jokes and just there to speak in metaphor and us to laugh at that. So anyway, that's what I was thinking about.
I agree. If that's what they're going to do, that's a mistake.
I think that's what it's going to be.
You think it'll be something like he'll...
Just metaphor all the time. That's it. And
I'd be disappointed if that happened.
Yeah, I think that's what it'll probably be.
Because if you have this, I mean, it's an opportunity to know more. Maybe I'm just putting my own expectations on this, but it's an opportunity to know more about the Temerians, to get to know more about this character, and all of that. So, I hope it'll be more than, because, I mean, you would think that joke would get old after a while. Like, okay, speaking of metaphors, it's weird. People are confused. Maybe it leads to some mistakes or something. I don't know. But how far can you go with that? Or is it something where this character is just there for a little bit and it doesn't work and then they have to bring someone else? I don't know.
That might be, considering he's going to be the focus of the second episode.
Yeah.
So what would be fun, I think, is if he went out of his way to learn the cultural metaphors of all of the other people on the Cerritos.
That would be interesting. Like if the others on the Cerritos start basically speaking in memes, which is kind of the modern equivalent.
And then taking that a step beyond would be that he ends up knowing more about their own culture than they do.
Yes.
So he starts talking at them and thinking that they're going to know what he's talking about. But then,
that would be awesome.
I don't know.
And he starts quoting memes from 2021 because he's dug in the historical archives, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" Because you have to have knowledge of
Picard. His face palmed. Yes. That one would cross the streams.
Yeah, but I'm intrigued by the possibilities. I just hope there's a bit more to that character than just speaking in metaphor.
Sturgis, a rally with no masks.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, that is happening. I know exactly what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did too. I was trying to think of one for January 6th.
2021, a year without mercy. Anyway.
Oh, and you have a note on here. There's going to be a flashback with Shax.
Yes.
Which I had not seen anywhere. Oh, yeah. So I'm glad to know that.
So yeah, I went through the Trek Core analysis of the 2-minute trailer that came out a couple of weeks ago. And there's a scene that looks like it's in the Cerritos shuttle bay, and you see one person from the front. It's a Pandronian, which is the species from the animated series episode Bem that splits into the colony creature. I love that. So anyway, there's that character, but then you see the backs of different people, and it's clear that Shax is one of them, and Kayshawn, I think, is actually in that as well. You could tell from the back, so it must be a flashback to something previous, and maybe this Kayshawn character has been on the ship for a while, I would think. But there'll be a flashback with Shax, which would allow them to have more of the character, and that would be cool to get him back. So it seems like that's happening.
I like that. I like that a lot, and actually, that gives some background for Kayshawn if people already know him.
Yeah, it's
a little less. Maybe he can come into it not just being the butt of the joke.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be something like, you guys remember that time last year when they just go into some flashback on the Cerritos?
Oh.
I think that'd be interesting.
They could do Shades of Grey right.
You mean having
with the
like new
flashbacks
clips?
Like Golden Girls.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Okay, so that's a whole other thing.
I love that. Shades of Shax.
Yeah, so they'll be good to have Shax back.
They should do that. It should be clips of like stuff Shax did before that we didn't see in season 1, but that's new to us. I would love that. Oh yeah, we should be writing this show. You know that, Chrissy? No,
pitching
it's not that
anyway.
easy.
I don't know about writing.
No,
it's not.
But I love these ideas. But what do you think about that, Brandon, having Shax come back in a flashback?
I loved Shax. I thought Shax was a great character, and I was really sad that he died because I wanted to see more of that character. So any chance to get to see more of him is going to be great. And I think it would be really cool if, we had some type of a plot story where maybe Shax and Kayshawn had been friends and worked together, and maybe Kayshawn's like apprehensive with taking over his position of his friend who died. Like, if we got to see something like that, that'd be really interesting.
And you know what?
Echoes of Worf and
Yar,
Tasha.
Yeah. It is Star Trek, so there is the possibility, maybe remote, that they'll find a way to go back into the past and take the previous Shax forward to live in their present time and have the character back that way. I don't know about that, but that'd be kind of wild. But that's the kind of wild stuff I'd like to see from this show, actually. But yeah, no, I think Shax is great. It's always great to see Bajorans. Only one show has enough Bajorans for me, and that's Deep Space Nine. Other shows do not have enough Bajorans because I love them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that and seeing like how they handle that.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. If you were looking closely at the trailer, you will see that Boimler has Lieutenant's pips when he's on the Titan. But it doesn't look like he's going to be on the Titan very long because he's in the same uniform as the rest of the Cerritos crew later.
Unless he's
maybe he's
borrowed.
going to do like Pike did, and he changes clothes when he's there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Or maybe he's being borrowed for some reason. But yeah, it does seem like they'll be doing that, and I'd rather he just stayed on the Titan because I want to follow the Titan too. But it sounds like it might just be following them for a little bit. Something happens, it doesn't work out. He comes back to the Cerritos, and that's the end of that. But maybe the Titan will come back in the season 2 finale to save the day again. I could see that.
Or maybe Cerritos will save Titan.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like these ideas. What do you think, Brandon, about Boimler on the Titan? And what I
think he's going to get fired from the Titan.
Can you get fired from?
He's going to get demoted.
Or transferred? Maybe we'd say transferred. That's the equivalent. Like they transfer him off the ship because they can't take him.
They'll demote him. So
they'll demote him.
He'll be an ensign again.
So he'll be an ensign again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Boimler. But, at least he'll get to be lieutenant for a while. Harry Kim is still looking to be a lieutenant. You know what? I would love it if there was a cameo in this show with Harry Kim as a lieutenant. That would be amazing. Let's do that.
He should be a captain by now.
Well, no, and it's not. It's only. This is only. Yeah. Well, okay, maybe, but this is only like 2 years after Voyager returns, so it's not that long. This is 2380. Yeah.
Okay. My can't keep the timing.
I know. I have to think about it sometimes because Picard has messed me up because, 20 years after that.
Exactly.
But it's like, okay, this one is 2 years after Voyager comes back. But that would be the kind of thing that Lower Decks would do, and I think that would be amazing. If he's just there for 10 seconds, like, hey guys, how's it going? Did you hear I got promoted? Bye. I think
Robert Duncan McNeil did a voice.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, actually, speaking of this, I meant to stick this in the news section, and I forgot about it. Apparently, Robert Duncan McNeil said something about he wants to do either a short run, few episode, or some short treks of just Captain Proton.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I did hear about that.
That would be cool. Yeah,
that would be great if that could happen. But yeah, or
I think that would be terrible.
Why is that? You don't like Captain Proton?
No, I don't like Captain Proton. Captain Proton's not good.
It's so interesting.
It's not supposed to be.
But that I used to think that, Brandon. I used to be like, this is terrible. I really don't like this. But as I've done more Voyager rewatches, I'm like, I'm actually getting into this. I'm really liking it and think it's fun because it is meant to be like this kind of B movie, like not so good sci-fi, and that's part of the reason why it's fun and they lean into it. But okay, Chrissy and I would be into it, I think.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't talk about it too. Like, Alex Kurtzman also said he'd like to do some kind of comedy show with Worf. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about
comedy with Worf.
Yeah, there was a quote of they were talking about crazy ideas they're throwing around, but
you can have whatever ideas you want. Some of them are just not good ones, and I don't think a comedy show with Worf would be good, and I don't think a Captain Proton would be good, and that's okay.
I think any idea.
Yeah, no, I heard.
I don't know.
Worf. I didn't hear the comedy part.
I think any idea can be done in such a way that it's good, but there are some where it's more likely it would be bad. And the comedy with Worf probably fits in that category.
Well, I mean, Worf is a pretty funny character. I mean, he's got a lot of really good one-liners, but I just don't think you can run a show around that.
Yeah, but part of the reason that those things are so funny is in the midst of really serious stuff that's going on, right? Mm-hmm. That's why it's funny, not because there's comedy all around him, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be very bad.
But you know what?
But you're very positive, Justin, about saying it's possible it could be good.
I think it's always possible. I really do, because you could take a certain idea and then think, okay, what's the lens through which we could do that, or how? I think there's always a way, but some are less likely than others.
There are always possibilities.
But you know what, Brandon?
I'd like to believe
if that show happens, we're talking about it here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Will be. We will be. We'll talk about it all.
Yeah, we will be.
And I hope it's great. I hope it's the best show ever. I hope both of them are wonderful.
I think he was just throwing stuff around. I don't think we'll see that show. But it's just
No. The only way I see that is you turn his childhood into a sitcom, because there's definitely room for some really ridiculous humor in that.
Animated sitcom complete with laugh track? No, that's a really bad idea.
Well, maybe not animated. Yeah, but that's it. I'm thinking...
Yeah.
You know, the whole fish out of water, 80s style sitcom, whatever. Anyway.
It could happen.
No. So, what was I going to say? Oh, just before we go on from the point about Boimler and the Titan, I would like to follow the Titan some, but I really hope that it doesn't become the Cerritos and Titan show. I think that would really detract from what
would love that.
they've started.
I'm sorry, but I would love that. I have always for a long time wanted a show that follows two ships, but
I would also love that. I think that'd be fantastic. Yeah.
I can see you.
Well, let me rephrase that. I would love that. I wouldn't not love that, but I want the Cerritos and that crew and those ideas to stand on their own and not be overshadowed.
Whereas, confession, I'd rather just ditch the Cerritos and follow the Titan. But
well, that we knew.
Sorry, guys. But
all right, well, we're full of controversy today.
I mean, they could end up
amongst
with both.
All of us.
I mean, there's plenty of people out there who would be like, let's just ditch the Discovery and focus on the Enterprise. And hey, now we're going to have both, right?
Yeah. You could have a Titan spin-off show,
excellent
maybe.
Point.
Yeah. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
So we know at least some of the time that we're going to be spending with the Titan. The Packlids are going to be involved. And it looks like they're going to be the adversary for maybe a couple of episodes. I have not heard if this is going to be ongoing through the whole season or just a little bit.
There was a mention somewhere that it's going to be an ongoing kind of adversary, kind of like how the Klingons were in the original series, and they'd be an adversary for the Cerritos and for the Titan, which I've said before, I'm not too into that because I'm not too into the Packlids being in this show, but I'm open to seeing like what they do with it because maybe they'll develop it into more than just what you saw at the end of season 1, which is very destructive. So. And like, we're going to destroy you. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, more Packlids.
I'm fine with the Packlids. I thought the finale we had was good. So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see. They're a race we didn't get a lot of, and I think they'll work well for the animated. They were fine for the finale, so I think it'll be good. Yeah,
it's true. They are if you want to go for straight comedy, they're the ones probably, other than the Ferengi, that are most leaning toward that. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
I want them to be I need them to be lifted up a little bit and not just be the butt of a stupid joke.
Well, I don't think they were the butt of a stupid joke in that season 1 finale. They were kind of dangerous, but it felt like it was just kind of over the top. Like we're going to go from them being the butt of jokes to them like really putting everything on the line and about to destroy our ship. I don't know. I'm glad it works for you, Brandon. It doesn't work for me. But it could work in season 2. We'll see. You know, we don't know how they're going to use them. Mm-hmm. So
let's assume that it will. Gods know we'll talk about it either way.
We will.
Got to get that positive lens there, Justin. It could be great.
It could. I absolutely admit it could be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll leave it there.
Well, one thing that I already feel like is great is Collector Plate Tom Paris. I think that's
kind of a fun, crazy idea.
And wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
sure.
So he's gonna.
Is it a hallucination? It probably is, huh?
You think it's like, I don't know. Could be. We'll have to wait. Yeah, like it's obviously not going to be really Tom Paris talking out of that plate, right? It's going to be some type of hallucination, yes.
Unless after that, Boimler is like, I got to talk to my friend Tom Paris about that. That was weird. Hey, what happened? No, probably not. But I think it would be fun.
I think it's great that Robert Duncan McNeil is coming back to voice it because, like, again, we're opening up to the wider universe of Star Trek. We're getting all these voices in, right? We're getting all these legacy characters brought into the new, and I think that's fun.
Wait till you hear my idea for that later on.
Yeah, so we've got stuff about that later, so we'll come back to that. And did you guys want to say anything else about the plate? I think we said everything there was to say about that.
It's fun, and we'll see. Yeah, I think it's just like a little cameo, but yeah.
Okay. Jeffrey Combs' voice is back.
Yeah.
And he's going to be voicing a computer that is described as evil, but I think maybe he's just more rude from what we've seen. So.
It could be.
Could be both.
I mean, it's got like a giant red light on it. It must be evil, right?
True.
Red tells us evil. No, I don't know. I've just seen people describe it that way, but maybe it is just rude. But
I think he says evil computer in the trailer.
Does it? Okay.
I was just saying he's rude because whichever one of them he tells is starting to look fat or something like that.
You know what I would love? I would love it if he voiced like 3 different characters in that episode to like break his own record of. There was a Deep Space Nine episode where he played Brunt and Wayun in the same episode, which is amazing. Let's have him do 3 characters in this one. But no, Jeffrey Combs is great. Love his voice. Love what he does. So I'm happy about that. I don't know what kind of involvement this will have, if it's just a short thing or if it's like a real adversary, like a Badgie type thing for the episode. We'll see.
That'd be fun.
But it's fun to have Jeffrey Combs again.
Brandon, any thoughts on that?
Again, just the awesomeness of having the legacy actors coming in, right? I mean, maybe we can get Vaughn Armstrong to come in and do some voice work too.
Because Vaughn Armstrong needs to do more than like 12 characters. I mean, come on, he's got to do more.
Yeah.
I think he still holds the record for most.
I think it's cool.
Characters in Star Trek. Yeah, that would be cool. Vaughn Armstrong.
Yeah. All right, and the last thing about what we know for sure, which I just found out about this afternoon, there's a new trailer that dropped, a mini trailer. It's like what,
15 seconds,
15 seconds or something like that. And it establishes Kirk and Spock as a couple and as canon if you go by somebody having scraped it into the top of the bar.
Maybe.
So, Justin, you had some thoughts on this.
I definitely had thoughts on this. I saw this, and of course people went crazy, like, Kirk and Spock are canon, and like all this stuff of them as a couple. What actually happens, I know this is probably the intention of the show to make you think that, but what actually happens in the trailer is that Mariner and Boimler are in some bar somewhere, right? And then Mariner sees something on the bar top and says, "No way!" And then Boimler says, "What? Captain Kirk drank here? This is amazing. This bar's like history," because right before then it showed like the wood top and it said Kirk plus Spock, and then the bar patron snores in the background and it ends. So I mean, to me, this says like, okay, somebody scratched that in there who loves Kirk and Spock together or loves slash fiction or something. But it's an interesting acknowledgement within canon of that kind of thing, and it's the kind of place I would expect Lower Decks to go. But I don't know if they'll go any further with it than that, than just to kind of slyly wink and be like, yeah, we know what that's about. What did you think about this, Brendan, when you saw it?
I think I'm on the line with you. Like, yeah, fandom's going bonkers over this. Like, I don't know if that's what it means to you, then wonderful. That's just fine. I don't ship heterosexual characters on the shows, right? Like, so I also don't ship heterosexual characters into a homosexual relationship. I mean, like, I don't ship that either. But I mean, like, that's fine if that's what it means to you. I know that Kirk and Spock fandom has been around since like the 60s or the 70s. I know that's an aspect of fandom. It's not my aspect of fandom, but that's fine. But I mean, like, from the Kirk and Spock that I know, neither of them would also scrape their names into a bar.
I was going to say, like,
right?
Okay, so what happened? They think someone scraped this in a bar 100 years ago and it's still there? Like, that makes it seem like it's more recent and there's somebody that's like playing with them or knows that they would be amused by that. I wonder if that's the way the show would go. They make this assumption, but they find out, like, I don't know, Rutherford or Tendi is playing a trick on them and just scraped into the bar like 10 minutes before or something like that, right? So
I don't think it'll be any more than just that. I don't think it'll be a plot point or anything. It's just something that
we're going to go back in time and watch. No, we're not going there. No. So, yeah.
Now that's slash fiction.
That would be. It would be like, let's go back in time and find out. No. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I saw it and I was like, okay, they're going there. I mean, it doesn't surprise me and it's fine. But I was just like, okay, interesting.
I mean, didn't Roddenberry reference that in the motion picture too? Isn't there like a subtle reference to that? Maybe it's only in the novelization.
Pick up on it. Maybe a little in the novelization, like a little wink towards that.
Because I know.
Yeah.
I feel like I read somewhere that it was intentional.
I think. What was it? I think it was like last year I read the novelization for the first time. I think there is something that kind of winks at the slash fiction stuff, but yeah, that
listeners tell us
that novelization is not canon.
And there's some parts of it that we're very glad it's not canon.
What do you think about it, Chrissie?
I used to be like, no, that's not a thing. No. And I've come to be like, all right, if it is, whatever, it obviously is not, dealt with as a plot point in the series. Although one could argue that it takes more than the love of a friendship to bend over backwards, steal a starship, blow it up to bring somebody back from the dead. But, that he refers to Spock like his brother. I mean, literally, he forgets that he actually had a brother who died.
Yeah.
So there's that.
They have a very deep, close friendship, and I think that's the extent of it.
They're family. And I think, let me put it this way. There is the idea out there that, well, Riker and Troy were not actually together through all of Next Gen. They were there for each other when they wanted to be.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's crassly.
Implied. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, you know what? If that's the relationship they had, then cool. Whatever, There's been a clip going around, I don't know what episode it's from, where, like, the yeoman is rubbing Kirk's back, and he thinks that it's Spock.
Oh.
Have you seen this?
Yes.
Going around? And so that's been going around as like, oh, look, proof of Kirk plus Spock. Okay.
I mean, I think you can look at all the stuff and find what you want, and it's fine. I just think it's interesting that Lower Decks made this decision. Like, all right, guys, we're gonna stir this up. We're gonna get people really excited about this, and confirm it to their mind.
And on the contrary, we're gonna get real people really angry about this. Like, on the contrary, right? Because that there's people that are very upset about stuff like it doesn't.
I haven't seen anybody upset about it, but. Could be.
No, there has been in the past. There's been a lot of pushback on that. Tons and tons and tons of pushback on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kirk's a ladies' man. He couldn't possibly be interested in men.
Well, I mean, like, I believe that both Kirk and Spock are heterosexual men. We've seen enough of it on the show, right? That's what I believe, right? I mean, like, Spock had Uhura, Spock had Zarabeth,
I take issue with that,
right?
though, because just looking at someone's behavior doesn't necessarily tell you what their orientation is.
Yeah, that's fine, but just if you see a whole
We've
bunch of relationships...
We've only seen them with the opposite sex.
That's right, we've only ever seen them with
that.
That's
how those shows worked.
Fairly safe assumption, right? So... But
I think
we can't just assume that everybody's gay either. Like, we didn't see them in a gay, so they couldn't be.
No.
Well,
I'm saying, like, if you can't necessarily make an assumption about what someone's orientation is unless they tell you what it is. That's all that I'm saying.
Right.
I'm saying I think from everything we know of the show, what you're saying is makes sense, but it's not necessarily the case, and you could. Yeah, anyway, I just think it's important not to make assumptions based on just what you see. That's all.
Yeah. The only thing I would say, take a character like Riker, right? And Riker is presented for most of Next Gen as very much the ladies' man type. Okay. But then you have the outcast, and you have him falling in love with a androgynous person, and the way the androgynous, and I'm not the first one to say this, but I don't remember where I originally heard it. The androgynous person describes how they reproduce, and it made it sound as though they probably had, well, I say she because that's how she was, but they probably had some type of organ that inseminated a pod.
A husk, I think they call it in the episode.
They called it a husk.
A husk, yeah. But point being, this is probably not somebody who's put together like Rikers would be used to seeing in
right.
Well, and that is a whole other thing, like where you talk about, different species and making assumptions that all those anatomies are the same when probably there are differences.
Those aren't his knees.
What's that?
Those aren't his knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin, you missed the Star Trek 6 reference.
Star Trek 6? The really tall guy? Or are you just making the noise like he did?
Well, I think I was trying to acknowledge what you were saying, but still not understanding the word that you said. I was trying to move on, but what did you say?
Oh.
When Kirk kicked the guy in the knee balls.
Oh, you're talking about... Oh, yeah,
those
that
aren't
part
his
of Star
knees.
Trek 5. Yeah, okay, I get it now.
Six.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. But yes, it can be different.
It's okay.
Also, Discovery has told us that that Klingon males have two penises, so,
Yeah,
but this is like a whole other category of stuff that Star Trek has intended to talk about, but I'm sure people think about.
Right.
So, wow.
Yes, and you can find it on not so dark corners of the internet. Right. So what I'm getting at with that, because I was actually heading toward a point there.
Just keep going.
I think. Okay. I I think other than where it is directly handed to us, like say when Stamets and Culber are talking to Mira Georgiou, and what in this universe I'm gay, and I can tell you he is too, and know, I think we should just assume to not use current definitions and ideologies for that, because if you go back to the ancient Greeks, the ancient Romans, and you'd be like, oh, so and so is a homosexual. This is a big thing with Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great was gay. Alexander the Great was gay. No, Alexander the Great was the king, and he took anybody he wanted, and you were happy to be taken because he was the king. Okay, and so I think if we just go, okay, they're just gonna spend the time with whoever they're attracted to, irrelevant of what sex or gender is identified, particularly when we're talking about interspecies relationships. Mm-hmm. You know, and then if we just put it there, then you don't have to think, you don't have to go beyond that. It just is.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe I'm beating a dead horse.
I don't know. I think that's that's fine to look at it that way too, because yes, we're writing artificial aliens and whatnot, but I mean, like, you know, that's none of these aliens actually exist, right? You know, like, so like, I mean,
it's
that's
real
fine.
in my mind. I created it. No,
yeah.
But yeah, no, but like at the same time, this has always been, even though it's fiction, a way to talk about what happens for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for and there is relevance, I think, in what we're talking about to
but there's no relevance to talk about inseminating a husk, because that just doesn't exist on Earth.
No, that's
people,
true.
right?
But there is relevance in saying that you don't really know what someone's sexual orientation actually is based on their behavior. Someone needs to actually identify and tell you what their orientation is. You can't make the assumption, I think. That's all I'm saying. My
point with that was that Riker was presented as this ladies' man, and he's... I didn't want to be crass about it. He seems to be wanting to sleep with, or did sleep with, somebody who had a penis-type organ. Okay, so that immediately puts him in a different category. Not gay, not straight, just... Hey, you're fantastic.
Well, you're assuming that the outcast has some type of penis organ. I mean, it could just be like a plant husk or whatever, like that. It's just something like that. They just left it open to whatever interpretation you want to have on it, right? And I mean, I think that's the definition. If I understand my terms correctly, that'd fall into the definition of pansexual. If I understand my terms, and that's like Terry Farrell said, that's how she interpreted Jadzia as being, right? Yeah. So, and I mean, like when I see Jadzia, I think, I mean, this opens a lot of interesting conversations. I think that Jadzia is generally a heterosexual person, but she's also open to more because of the past of her species, right? She doesn't contain herself to that. But I think Jadzia was probably a heterosexual female, and then the Dax has the influence that has like more to it.
At the same time, think of if you had memories of being male and female and having relationships with male and female,
exactly.
Like it becomes something that I think becomes a lot more fluid, which is really interesting.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing about Trill. Yeah. So they wouldn't have those boundaries and definitions.
No,
because of their experience. But lots of Trill would. But not lots of joined Trill, right? Might be different. I think there would be a difference there, right? So, because there's not many joined Trill. So, yeah.
All right.
So everybody in the 23rd century is pansexual. 23rd century forward is pansexual.
I don't think so either.
No, but at the same time, I think especially in the 24th century, I think there are indications, maybe especially in TNG, that there aren't as many restrictions or boundaries, and people are freer with their sexual expression, like all this stuff. And well, there's even that in, I think, some of the stuff like the motion picture novelization and things like that. So I think there is an interesting idea of people being open to more potentially. But anyway, we've fallen down the Kirk-Spock rabbit hole. I don't know if we can take it much further. No, it's okay.
Into
it's great.
Philosophy.
It's great.
Let me end it on this. Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, because I have one more to add. So I'm sitting here saying that I'm like, okay, to me, Kirk and Spock are both heterosexual males. And you're like, oh, we can't know that because they never told us that. They never said it explicitly. Yet, we don't have a problem, like, as sitting here.
Yeah.
These people are just assuming that Kirk and Spock are gay and homosexual with each other. Because they never told us that they weren't.
It's
so why?
fine.
What's the difference between assuming that they're heterosexuals as opposed to assuming that they're homosexual with each other? It's like it's the same assumption, just two opposite sides of the coin.
I think both can be interpreted in that way. I'm not saying either one is preferred. I'm just saying I can't make. I think it's just generally a good rule not to make an assumption about how someone identifies.
Right, for people that we know, but these are not real characters, and we've been shown a lot of their lives.
No, but I feel the same way. Like, I'm not going to make an assumption about a fictional character either, because I want to think about it the same way, but maybe that's different. Chrissy?
I think we're all overthinking it. Which is, I think, your point, Brandon.
We are overthinking it. This is all from...
Yes, we are.
All that I could tell you for sure is the Kirk and Spock that I know wouldn't be scratching their names into a tabletop.
I agree with that.
I think they have a lot more respect.
And it wouldn't last for 100 years. Like, what the heck? Yes. How old is this bar anyway?
Yeah. What I will end that on is that it would be absolutely hilarious and within character if Bones had done that while they were all at that bar. Just to be Bones.
Just to mess with them, yeah. That would be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still alive at this time. Well, so Spock too, huh?
Well, I meant if the three of them had been in the bar together 100 years prior. Yeah. It's like, haha, look what I did.
Maybe.
Right.
Okay, I think we've beaten that to death. All right.
It's funnier in my head.
No, it's okay.
Right, so let's talk about what might happen in Lower Decks Season 2.
I'll tell you one thing before we jump into that. Yeah. One thing we might get in Lower Decks Season 2 is a flashback to Kirk and Spock having a homosexual relationship. We might get that based on that.
I think the chance of that is close to zero.
You don't think that they would do that and then just stick in like a Family Guy type cutaway of Kirk and Spock like kissing at the bar?
Maybe
absolutely would.
I just don't know how far they would actually go. Yeah, but maybe if they are doing that, man, you're a genius at predicting these things. We will talk about it if that happens.
If they don't do that, someone will create it. So
and there will be and many.
I've already seen photos going around.
Profile images will be created.
I saw somebody on Twitter. They drew in the style of Lower Decks Kirk and Spock like at the bar, gazing in each other's eyes. I saw that on Twitter already.
Right, yeah.
So,
that's adorable. Okay,
keep us going.
Right. So. Other things that are more likely to see in Lower Decks Season 2. The woman who played Sonia Gomez, going all the way back to Q-Who. This would be the engineer that dumped a hot chocolate on Picard, and who was played by Licia Naff. I think that's how she pronounces the first name. Forgive if it's not.
I have some stuff to say about this. I hope.
Oh yeah, okay. So I thought you were correcting my pronunciation.
No. I think your pronunciation is right as far as I know. But for Sonia Gomez, yes, she dumped hot chocolate on Picard, and and there's a few other things that you see her doing in Q-Who and maybe one other episode, but not much, right? However, I love the Starfleet Corps of Engineers novellas, and Sonia Gomez is a main character as a commander leading in Corps of Engineers team on the Da Vinci. It's amazing. It's like my favorite Star Trek kind of novel series, and I love that kind of stuff. So what I'm hoping is if Gomez is going to be in this show, it isn't all just about a cameo with a joke with, her spilling hot chocolate on Picard and whatever. I hope they do really show her as, a great engineer or somebody that can really contribute something in some way. So that's all. That's what I hope. What do you guys think?
Agreed. I would love if they pick up the novel continuity. Anybody they bring in like that, I hope they pick up the novel continuity as much as they can.
I hope she's the captain of the Da Vinci at this time.
I agree. Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
that'd be a wonderful reference.
But that's all.
All right, and Billy Campbell says that he is going to be returning as the outrageous Akana. in Prodigy, but from the way he described what he was doing, it sounded more like Lower Decks.
That's
so
right.
Maybe we'll see Okana in Lower Decks. That makes a little more sense.
I think it would, because I think he was saying some. So I just pulling it from here. Here's what he said. Yeah. The fun thing is that I recently just signed on. I think it's on Nickelodeon or somewhere. They're doing something called Star Trek Prodigy, and it's animated. It's a comedy. It's an animated series, and they're bringing back some characters from Star Trek Universe that are heritage characters. I don't know if Prodigy's going to be a comedy. So at the time, it was like maybe he's confused and he's actually on Lower Decks. That would make more sense for something like Okana, which was kind of. I don't like the character much, but it might be interesting if
he belongs on Lower Decks more than Prodigy.
What's wrong with Okana? I think he's a fine character.
I don't know. I think he's very full of himself, thinks he can seduce anybody, very arrogant. He's just always rubbed me the wrong way. I don't like him.
Yeah, I mean, the character doesn't bother me because he's being what he's supposed to be as the character for the plot. And I liked what they did with him in the novels.
Well, was he in Collateral Damage?
Yeah.
I didn't like what they did with him in the novels because I felt that was a continuation of exactly what I didn't like about him.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not an Okana fan, I guess. It was the one part of Collateral Damage I did not like. So I'm sorry, I'm coming on strong today.
Okay. That's all right.
Chill out, Justin. Holy smokes.
Deep breath. It's going to be okay. We're going to talk about Lower Decks for another 10 weeks. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to like a lot of stuff. I'm going to laugh and have a good time. But you'd like to see Okana on Lower Decks, Brendan?
Sure. I think it could be humorous. I mean, Billy Campbell. I thought the character was fine. I mean, we can definitely turn that into comedy. There was some comedic aspects of the outrageous Okana with misunderstandings between the star-crossed lovers of the two families.
Oh, that's right. That is what happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I think of that episode, and I remember more Joe Piscopo trying to teach Data comedy. And
so maybe that's why you don't like Okana, is because you associate it with that terrible B-plot.
Because that B-plot is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not pretty bad. It's freaking awful.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. The best part of that is Guinan with "You're a droid."
Oh yeah,
and I'm
that
annoyed.
I laugh at. That's a funny joke.
That's not even.
No,
that funny.
think of that as
you don't think that's
Star
funny?
Trek Romeo and Juliet.
See, the way it works. No, I'm not going to explain the joke. I thought it was hilarious when I first heard it. I was like, I get that. Nice pun.
I don't think. Yeah. If we see Okana again, I think Lower Decks is the place to see him.
Yeah. I agree.
If they're not going to treat him seriously somewhere like Picard. So.
Yep.
And there's no reason. Actually, come to think of it, there's more reason for him to be on Picard because he could be in some group that he knows Rios.
Yeah, he knows Rios, maybe.
All of them, but that's a whole other thing. So.
Who knows?
All right.
Maybe he'll surprise us and actually be on, I don't know, Strange New Worlds as a different character. Maybe he was really confused. I don't know.
Well, I think he knows that if he just did voice work, though.
So. Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
So, unannounced animated series. No, I'm really reaching. It's probably Lower Decks.
Comedy.
What if they have a TV show called The Outrageous Okana, and it's just him?
Goodness. I might not show up.
I'm going to go out and say I'm not terribly interested in that. The look you had on your face about Captain Proton, that's what I'm thinking there.
I think it would be better than the Captain Proton show.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Hard disagree. Okay.
Anyway, so, and the other thing here, we know that Rutherford's amnesia continues at least, I would say at least the first episode.
I don't know.
I forgot all about
I feel
that.
like it's not going to go farther than that.
You had amnesia about his amnesia?
I had amnesia with that. I completely forgot about that. I haven't had a chance. I got them on Blu-ray, but I haven't had a chance to watch it again yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've got, from this recording, 4 days to rewatch it.
Yeah, I don't have time. Okay. I got 2 12-hour shifts in the next 2 days, so yeah.
That's a shame.
Oh, okay.
Listeners may not be surprised to say I did not rewatch Lower Decks Season 1.
Why not? Fan? Come on, fan.
I was too busy watching other Star Trek. I'm sorry. Lower Decks.
So what do you guys think about Rutherford's amnesia, if anything?
See, I don't know if it'll be the kind of thing where they do actually take the time, or if it's just a quick thing like, oh, got the latest Vulcan upgrade and it fixed me. I remember everything.
That's what I think.
Like, I
That's
think
a pretty
they
good
might do
Rutherford.
that.
That was a pretty good Rutherford.
Thanks.
Okie
Happy to be here. Okay.
There he goes.
I don't know. He's just always pretty happy.
All right.
But yes, we'll see what happens. I don't know how they'll handle it, but I would think maybe quickly. And then be like, all right, cool. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at no point in the trailer does he not have the implant, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah.
I might be wrong about that, but I don't.
It
anytime
seems like
he's really focused on
trailer,
him,
like he's with it and he remembers. Well, maybe
that's what I'm saying.
Although there is I think they were just having fun with it, but there is a joke where, what was it? It was Boimler and Rutherford and something about skin and brains.
We have magic powers right here.
Oh, right.
That one?
Yeah.
Our skin? No, our brains.
Oh, yeah,
yes, our brains
skin,
are inside our skin. Yeah.
Maybe he's learning anatomy. Yeah.
No, he's got the thing on then, so I think that's
true.
Just
anyway. We'll see what happens with Rutherford.
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to continue more beyond like here's your new parts.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are we most excited to see?
I can tell you my crazy
Brandon.
idea that I'm really excited to see, but Brandon can go first.
Justin then.
No, you go, Justin. You go.
Okay. So I had this thought. I thought, we're seeing Jeffrey Combs and Robert Duncan McNeil voicing characters. Of course, we've had Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis as Riker and Troy. And I'm like, wouldn't it be a fun Lower Decks thing if they had one episode where they totally like go to the limit with like the small universe thing, which by the way I don't have a problem with, but I know people talk about sometimes people knowing too many other people that we've seen on Star Trek before, and they just decide to pack the episode with like everybody they can think of in TNG, DS9, and Voyager that hasn't been on another show yet. And I just brought up a list here because this would be an amazing episode where we'd see O'Brien, Worf, Geordi, Wesley Crusher, Beverly Crusher, Garrick, Bashir, Kira, Jake, Quark, Ezri, Chakotay, Torres, Neelix, the Doctor, Tuvok, and Kim. I want to see that episode. I want to see it. And I don't care what the plot machinations are, or even if you have to have them come by on a conveyor belt, I want to see that. Because I think that would be hilarious. And they would all be very vague about what they've been doing, so they could leave it for other shows to fill it in.
What if it was like a time travel episode and they time travel to all these different locations?
That's what I talked about last time, didn't I? Like they could time travel to every current Star Trek show.
No, that was my idea, Justin. You stole it from me.
You stole it from me in the past.
He time traveled back and took it from you.
You time traveled back and stole it from me from this episode.
I think that would be hilarious if they did something like that. They went to different periods, met different Star Trek characters. That's the kind of thing I want to see.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if they're going to go there. Well, first of all, the logistics of like all the people on my list would probably be pretty difficult and cost some money, but let's do it.
If they've all got one line, they just need to do what we're doing right here and send it to them. That's not...
they all just say
when
hi,
you said
hi.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It could be like the end of Last Jedi. When she's hearing all the voices of the Jedi.
Is it Last Jedi or is that the Rise of Skywalker?
Excuse me, that is Rise of Skywalker.
Oh. See, I was acknowledging it, but that is one I have not seen.
Okay. Anyway.
It's also not very good.
Crossing the streams again.
That's okay.
Right. Oh, when you said they go by on a conveyor belt, that made me think of Futurama when they have all the heads in jars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that could work, because they had the whole, or almost the whole cast on. And they did that on Family Guy, too. So.
Where they had everybody in the TNG cast?
Yeah. They had everybody in the TNG cast, and they all got in a van, and they went to McDonald's, and Michael Dorn was mad that they couldn't make a McBLT for him.
See, if Family Guy can do that, Lower Deck should be able to do that. But on a bigger scale, with 3 different shows worth of people that we have not seen in current Trek yet. So anyway, that's my big idea.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen, but if it does, I'm going to love that episode.
It's going to happen. If it happens, it's going to happen in an episode that you absolutely hate all of the plot of, but you're going to be like, this one moment, I'm so happy.
Yeah. Or maybe they have like, how they have like these giant jigsaw puzzles with like Star Trek characters. Like Boimler has gotten like a giant jigsaw puzzle that has all those characters in it. And like, this is how they're on the show.
And the jigsaw puzzle talks to him.
It talks to him. That would be great. Yeah.
Harry Potter-esque,
Yeah.
actually, with talking pictures.
So anyway, that's my
pictures.
idea. What would you love to see, Brandon?
It's so tough. I mean, I used to be like, there's literally nothing for us to go on and predict this, right? Because like everything we saw in the trailers leading up to season 1 was all like just a lot of the just quick jokes. So like I don't even have anything to predict on this into what might be coming and what I might be excited about, because it's impossible to predict, especially like an animated show like this.
So
to predict.
What kind of prize do I get for how many of these characters actually appear in season 2? Like, do I get something for that?
You'll finally get my respect.
By the way, I think instead of Kirk plus Spock, that Bartop should have said Garrick plus Bashir. That I would have loved.
Yes. No question in my mind about that one.
But not to be.
No question. But in part, that is because Andrew Robinson has said that's how he played it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why it makes more sense than all the Kirk and Spock stuff, because he was actually playing it that way. So, yeah. And Alexander Siddig, who played Bashir, was like, "Yeah, I'd be very open to that. That would be great if we did it if like it was confirmed that way in some way. Let's do it." And it's like, okay, let's do it. So, well,
didn't they recently take some fan fiction about that wasn't X-rated and do?
So there was something that they did last year that was it was like across Zoom with Andrew Robinson and Alexander Siddig and some other people. I think Armin Shimmerman and some others took like a kind of a fan script. Don't know if it really confirmed their relationship from what I remember, but confirmed.
I didn't see it, so I just remember hearing about it.
It was pretty fun.
I didn't hear about this. So.
Yeah, they did it over a couple weeks in 2020 or something.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to new episodes. I'm looking forward to some new Star Trek this week, and I think it's going to be fun.
New Star Trek for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I liked Lower Deck Season 1 a lot. I'm looking forward to Season 2, because it's going to be fun. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you, Brandon. I don't know what to say that I'm, it's just like more Lower Decks, yay.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see Dr. Ree. I'm going to keep saying that because I think that's going to be the only place where we can see Dr. Ree.
I don't think they will. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, but I don't think we will.
I'm not sure if we will, but Dinosaur Doctor would be awesome. Yeah.
So the last thing we have here, other than wild speculation, which I think we've
done
a great deal of already, do we think that season 2 is going to have a little bit more seriousness to it?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, I put that on there because maybe that was my hope that there would be a little bit more, but I don't think so. It's a comedy.
I mean, I think
they might do it for the finale again, but other than that, I mean, even the finale had a lot of humor. Yeah, there was action, but I don't think so. I think it'll be a comedy through and through.
Will Earth be in danger in the finale of season 2?
I don't know about Earth, but if it's any indication, the entire frickin' galaxy will be, because hey, this is new Star Trek, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think they can work serious into the comedy the way comedy was worked into the serious on every other series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We shall see.
Lower decks. Lower decks. Lower decks.
Lower decks. Lower decks.
Lower decks.
Lower decks. Right. Anything else we want to?
I can't believe we've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes.
I'm amazed.
Here.
I thought we'd talk for like 20 minutes, and it's been in like over an hour and 15 or something like that. But
how much of that was discussing Kirk and Spock?
About half of it.
It was a half an hour. All right.
So listeners, Brandon, send us your Kirk Spock pictures. No, probably don't, but tell us what you think about it. It's okay. What could they send us that hasn't already been out there?
Send me your pictures of 2 penised Klingons.
You have to let us know if anyone does that.
Well, okay. Oh, I'm sure he will. Right.
And we'll see who's
Brandon,
listening this far.
Yeah, really. Brandon, where can people find you when you're not asking listeners to send you pictures none of us want to see?
You can find me on Twitter at Brandon Matella. You can find me here on the network with a show called Franchise Fatigue, which is all about movies, remakes, and sequels. And we are currently in the middle of our King Kong series, rapidly approaching the end.
Yes.
And it's a lot of fun.
It's been fun.
It's been a fun time. I love the King Kong movies. Mm-hmm. We've released early, as of this, our discussion on Kong Skull Island, and that was a lot of fun. So that'll be up before the end of the month here. So be sure to check that out.
But you can listen to it now if you're a patron.
If you're a patron, yeah, you got it. And what else? You can find me on Good Evening and Alfred Hitchcock podcast. We just recorded today our episode on The Man Who Knew Too Much remake with Joel Guns, the Alfred Hitchcock geek from Facebook. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I guess that's basically all that you can find me at right now. And then, when I get really drunk in a Klingon alley, I'm peeing with my two penises on the wall. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Look for you there.
I will not ask the other
Justin,
question that came to mind. Yes.
Okay. Justin, where can people find you when you are not doing your damnedest to stay positive in the face of 10 weeks of not your favorite Trek?
Well, I mean, I'm staying positive by saying it might go up in the rankings with season 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in this weird position. Like, I am the podcaster that is most, clear about not liking Lower Decks, because it feels like every other podcast I hear, people just love it. So it's an interesting position.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
No.
We do kind of make fun
It's
of you about
fine.
that, and I do not
Justin,
intend
I like
that.
Justin, why do you hate Star Trek?
Correction. I hate Star Trek Lower Decks. I don't hate Star Trek.
There you
No,
go.
I don't really hate Lower Decks. It's just I want it to be a different show than it is. All right, let's move on. I will try to be more positive. Okay, so
You're being very positive, so yes.
Yes.
That was my point.
You can find me on Twitter. I'm at TrekFan4747, where I tweet about nothing but Star Trek. And I do try to keep it positive there. Even when I tweet about Lower Decks, I put up one tweet about what I think about the episode, and I don't really say much else about it.
Saw the episode. Leave me alone.
It exists.
Not quite, but okay. And you can also find me on Facebook in our group, the Federation Council Chambers. I hope you'll join us there.
All right, and when I'm not sticking my foot in my mouth, you can find me on History with the Szilagys here on the UFP
You're
Network.
fine.
And I do that with my partner, Jason. He's been doing some World War II stuff lately at the request of one of our patrons. I've been doing some other random stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say,
cool.
It's clear. There seems to be a clear division.
Yes, there does.
That Jason's focus is World War II history, and your focus is Middle East history.
Or ancient history. Yeah.
It's what it feels
ancient
like.
History.
Ancient
He's Middle
history,
East.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's... I have always been more interested in social history. He cut his teeth on military history.
Okay.
Hearing stories from his grandfather, who was in the Merchant Marine during the war.
Oh, wow.
So... that's just, I cover the social, he covers the military. And
But it's a cool mix, a lot of different things. But yes, it's become
Yeah, it
obvious, the things you guys gravitate toward. It's cool. It's really cool.
It is. I like it.
It's a great show. I love your show.
Thank you.
Suggestion, history of / fiction.
I did the history of tortoiseshell at Rhea's request,
That's true.
or Rhea's request, so
That
Right.
tortoiseshell one was neat.
It was cool. Yeah, it was very interesting.
I did not think that was going to go anywhere, but I was like, yeah, I'll look into it. That was cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that I knew that look, but I didn't realize that it was called tortoiseshell, and I didn't realize that it actually came from tortoiseshells. I just, I'd seen that
Neither did
style
I.
before, but yeah, that was really neat.
Yeah. All right. So, and I'm happy to chat about all of our shows on the Federation Council Chambers on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter at the Goddess Sylvia. That's TheGoddessSlivia, where I tweet about Star Trek history and leftist politics. Brandon, remind our listeners of the other great shows on the network, please.
Yeah, so some of the other great shows that we have. So we've got All Good Things, which has Amy Nelson, Patrick Devlin, and Ken Tripp talking all Star Trek. Rhea Papageorgiou, Kevin Scharf, Amy Nelson, and Joe Keegan discuss TNG only on Galaxy Class. Chris Tribuzio, Patrick Devlin, and Casey Pettitt talk Disney, everything under the Disney umbrella with Mickey's Marvels, and taking a stroll through Star City, discovering the Arrowverse and everything that makes the Arrow on Always Holding On to Arrow with Cavante Chillis and Lance Laster. And we got some Sasquatch, which is talking all about Bigfoot multimedia with Ken Tripp and Zach Moore.
Yes, all good stuff. All right, so thank you so much for tuning into Infinite Diversity, and thank you to our executive producers, Ken Tripp, Tony Robinson, and Zach Moore. And thank you to Zach Tripp for the wonderful theme music, and Tony Robinson for the awesome show art. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, and please subscribe in your favorite podcast player, and rate us there too, because why not? If you'd like to reach out, you can find the network on Twitter at UFP Earth, or our show specifically at IDIC Podcast. You can also talk about any and all of the UFP podcasts in our Facebook group called the Federation Council Chambers. You can also email us at infinitediversity@ufp.earth, and we will read your email unless it's full of terrible expletives and pictures of Klingons with 2 penises.
Are you sure? Because I think our only requirement was just getting people's permission. I would ask permission. No, maybe I wouldn't want to read that. Hold on.
If you send us Klingon double penis art, we will use it as the show art for the episode, okay?
Just gonna... I was trying to make a bad joke, and I just don't want. Okay.
Imagine what this is going to be like when Kirk plus Spock actually appears in the episode. What that discussion's going to be like. Wow.
Hey, Justin, do you want?
It's going to be beautiful.
I had an idea here. Do you want to know what I hope to see on Lower Decks?
Do I want to know? Yes. What is it?
Klingons and their double penises.
Oh dear. All right. On our next episode, we'll be talking about the first episode of Lower Decks Season 2, Strange Energies.
Oh, I know what that strange energy is.
No. No, I don't want to know. Let go of it. Let go. Energy, let go. Okay. It's okay, Brandon. You don't have to keep it going.
Until then, peace and long life.
Yes.
I don't know how I'm going to edit this together, but I will. Okay.
Leave it all in.
This has been a production of MTMR Media Works.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay.
It's contagious. I just yawned too.
Oh, sorry.
Even through
over miles.
Even through the Ethernets.
Yes, it's a series of tubes, so it works. Does anybody even remember that joke anymore? Series of tubes.
I don't know why
Justin.
that is.
It was, oh shit, I forget which, some very old senator who had no business talking about the internet in the early aughts called it a series of tubes.
Oh, okay. I mean...
He was like, you can't just take a dump truck and put stuff in it. It's a series of tubes. Never mind.
I probably was aware of it at some point, but cutting it out, you'll be putting it at the end.
I'm sure. It's a 20-something-year-old joke. I don't even... Yeah, whatever.